Meervoude deel 1 Plurals part 1. When to put words into plural, you have to look for words or phrases like the following. Baie, which means a lot. Talle means many. Almal is everyone. Die hele land, the whole country. Al die mense, all the people. Verskeie means various. There are many other examples if the word means more than one and it is in the front of a word instead of a in the sentence, then you have to put the word into plural form. Here is an example. A kat is a cat in singular form. Baie katte is a lot of cats in plural form. Let's have a look at singular form in a sentence. By die winkel het ek 'n boek en 'n pen gekoop. At the shop, I bought a book and a pen. Now let's look at the plural form in a sentence. By die winkel het ek baie boeke en penne gekoop. At the shop, I bought a lot of books and pens. I will now explain a few rules according to different vowel sounds and consonants and what a word ends on and what rule to apply when putting it in plural. The first one we're going to look at is short vowel sounds that are in the middle of the word. Remember, a indicates a singular form and baie is more than one or a lot. I'm going to use singular form always in purple, and when it's more than one, I will use it in blue. Let's have a look at the first word. A pan. Pan has a singular A in the middle. It is in English a pan. The English words I will put in brackets every time. Baie, panne. Now notice the consonant at the end of the word, the N, gets multiplied with another N and then you add an E to make the word plural. Panne. That means pans in English. A kop with a single O in the middle means a head in English. That is one kop, one head. Baie koppe. Again, we multiply the consonant at the end of the word and then add a E. Koppe, heads. A vis has an I in the middle, the sound. That means a fish. A vis, baie visse, a lot of fish. Again, double the consonant and then add a E. A pen with an E in the middle, notice this is the same as the English pen, becomes baie penne. Again you multiply the consonant at the back, and then add a E. Plural in English, pens. The last one is a bus, the sound, same as the English bus, but pronounced with a in the middle. Baie busse, that's more than one bus. That will be buses in English. Notice that pens and buses I've put in yellow at the back, because they are similar to the English words that you get. Again, bus will have another S, and then an E at the end, to make it plural. This rule applies to all short vowel words, not only the ones I've shown in the example, but we do, however, get other rules. When a word ends on a certain consonant, there might be another sound that you need to add when making it plural. Please study these rules very carefully and make sure that you know the differences between the different sounds used when putting a word into plural, so that you cannot make a spelling error. Let's have a look at twin vowels. Remember, these are two of the same vowels in the middle of a word. A maan is a moon. Baie maane. Now, in this case, one of the twins falls away, and there's an E added at the back of the word. In plural, it will now be maane, which is spelled only with one A, but still pronounced as a long vowel sound, with an E added at the back. A boot, spelled with two O's, in English is a boat. Baie bote. Again, one of the O's falls away and the E gets added at the back. Plural form in English, boats. A muur, written with two U's next to each other, it means wall. Baie mure. Again, one of the U's fall away and the E gets added at the back. Plural in English is walls. A been, written with two E's next to each other, is a leg in English. Baie bene. One E falls away and an E gets added at the back. That is legs in plural in English. This rule applies to all words written with twin vowel sounds in the middle of the word. However, they must end on one consonant and not two consonants, as words ending with two consonants has a different rules when put in plural. Double vowels, a word that has two vowels in the middle that are not the same. Remember, in sounds, the IE gives you an E sound. The word dier, a dier, is one animal. Baie diere is more than one animal. All of these double vowel sounds, you only have to add an E at the end to make it plural. A O and an E next to each other gives you a U sound, like in the word foot. A foot, same as the English foot. It sounds exactly the same, but is spelled correct when you spell it with a V in the front, a O and a E, and then a T. In English, it's a F, two O's, and then a T. Baie voete. You just add an E at the back of the word. In English, plural for foot is feet. The next word is huis. The U and the I together gives you a O sound. In English, it means house. A huis, baie huise. Put in plural, you just add an E. That means houses, more than one house. Trein is a train. The E and the I next to each other gives you an A sound, similar to the English A and I. A trein is singular. Baie treine is plural. Just add an E to the back of the word to make it plural. In English, you'll just add an S to make it plural. Now let's have a look at double consonant words. A vark is a pig. It ends with a R and a K, 2 consonants. Baie varke. Now all you need to do is add a E to the back of the word to make it plural. In English, pigs, you just add a S. A dorp ends with RP, 2 consonant sounds at the back of the word. It means a town. Baie dorpe, just add a E to make it plural. In English, towns, you just add a S. A serp ends on a RP, again 2 consonants. It means a scarf. Baie serpe is plural, you just add a E. In English, scarf becomes scarves, the F changes to a V and you add a ES to the back of the word to make it plural. Let's have a look at words ending in IG and UG. These words are all words that get a TE added to the end when it's put in plural form. A gesig is a face. Baie gesigte. There you just add a TE to the back of the word. All of these words get a TE at the back when making it plural. In English, faces. A lig is a light. Baie ligte is more than one light, is lights. A plig, IG at the end, is a duty. Baie pligte is more than one duty, duties. A vlug, that means a flight, and baie vlugte, add a TE to the back of the word, and that means flights, more than one flight. A vrug ends with a UG, it means fruit, and baie vrugte is more than one fruit, fruits. There are more words that get a TE added at the back, but they do not end with a G, not all of them. You get words like a bees, which means cattle. More than one will be baie beeste, ending on a TE. A fees is a feast. Baie feeste is more than one feast, is feasts. A graf is a grave. Baie grafte is more than one grave, is graves. A kas is a cupboard. Baie kaste, more than one cupboard, is cupboards. A lys is a list. Baie lyste is more than one list, is lists. A nes is a nest. Baie neste, more than one nest, is nests. A pianist, or pianist in English, baie pianiste, more than one pianist, is pianists. A prefect is a prefect. Baie prefecte is more than one prefect, that gives you prefects. A product is a product. Baie producte is more than one product, is products. A toerist is a tourist. Baie toeriste, more than one tourist. A tydskrif is a magazine. Baie tydskrifte is more than one magazine, magazines. A voorskrif is a prescription. Baie voorskrifte is more than one prescription, gives you prescriptions. Now we can look at words that end in OG. A oog is your eye. Baie oë. Now we put 2 dots on the E. So we replace the OG with the E and put 2 dots on the E to give it the correct sound. In English it means eyes. Say it with me, oe. The next one is a oorlog, ending on a OG. That means a war. By oorloë, again you replace the, in this case, just the G with the E and 2 dots on it. We will say oorloë, which is more than one war, wars. A elmboog, ending on a OG, is an elbow. By a elmboë, you replace the O and the G with the E with 2 dots on. In Afrikaans, remember the 2 dots are called a deelteken. In English, elbow will be elbows. Say it with me again, elboë. Remember that the deelteken gives you a different sound. Although it might look like a double vowel sound of the O and the E next to each other, it's not pronounced as a U, but a oe. Now words that end in AG. A vraag is a question, ending on an AG. Baie vrae. Now you will replace the AG with only one E. Therefore the word will be spelled as VRAE. In English, plural, questions. A dag is one day, ending with a AG. Baie dae. Now you'll just replace the G with a E to make it plural. In English, days. A vlag, ending with a AG. In English, a flag. Baie vlae is more than one flag. You replace the G with a E, making it vlae. In English, flags. Words that get a E with a deelteken on, 2 dots on the E. A vlieg is a fly. Not to fly, but a fly. Baie vliee. Now you replace the G with a E with a deelteken on the E. That in English is flies. We say it vliee. Say it with me, vliee. A ploeg is a plow. Baie ploe. We replace the G with a E and a deelteken on the E. In English, plows. A knie is a knee. Baie knieë. Now all we do is add another E with 2 dots on it, with a deelteken on. And in English it will be knees. Say it with me, knieë. A see is a sea. Baie see is a lot of seas. That is like the ocean. Notice that the one E at the back just gets 2 dots on top of it, a deelteken on top of it, to make the sound different. Short vowel words ending in F. Now, like I've said previously, there are some short vowel words ending on a different letter that gets a different rule that applies. Although the rule of doubling the consonant still applies, the consonant now changes. The F changes to 2 W's after each other before you add the E. Let's have a look at the word gif. A gif is poison. Baie gewe, more than one poison. A stof, which ends on F. Dust. Baie stowwe. Put 2 W's and then a E. A straf is like a punishment or just to be punished. Baie strawwe. 2 W's and then a E. The next rule applies to twin, double vowel or double consonant words that end in an F. A stoof is a stove. It ends on a F. Baie stowwe You replace the F with a W, but you also take away one of the twin vowels and add a E at the back. To make stoves, stove. A slaaf is a slave, ending on one F. By a slawe, again take away one of your twin vowels and add a W and a E to the end of the word. In English, slaves. A duif is a dove, ending with one F. By a duive, the F turns into a W and a E gets added. Now in a double vowel sound, we do not take any of the vowels in the middle away. We usually just add a E, but in this case, the F has to change to a W before you add the E. In English, plural is doves. A verf. Usually we won't indicate this into plural because it can be used as a verb, but we also say when we are painting something, we verwe. So verf, paint, baie verwe, when we have to paint something. Please go to part 2 of Meervoude to get the rest of the rules. Meervoude deel 2, Plurals, part 2. Let's have a look at words ending in H-E-I-D. Heid. A besigheid, which is a business. Baie besighede, more than one businesses. When you say moeilikheid, you get in trouble, so in Afrikaans you'll say in moeilikheid. For plural, you must say you have a lot of trouble, jy het baie moeilikhede. 'n moontlikheid is when something is a possibility. More than one, baie moontlikhede. Now let's look at words ending in ing or a ang, mostly focusing on the ng at the end of the word. All of these words also have more than one syllable, but also the word ring will get a S. All of these words get a S at the back when put into plural, like a koning, baie konings, a piering, saucer, baie pierings. That is a saucer that you put under a cup. Pisang is a banana, baie piesangs. A ring, baie ringe. A leerling, baie leerlinge. Now, like I've said, when you look at the ring, the English ring, you add a S. But the Afrikaans ring is not the same as all the other ing words. It doesn't have more than one syllable, so you have to add a E instead of a S in Afrikaans. Let's look at it again. Ring becomes baie ringe. You have to put a E at the back and not a S. In English, you put a S. Same with the word leerling, which is a learner. Baie leerlinge. We also get multi-syllable words that end with a R. You also add a S to the back of these words. A motor, like a motor car. Baie motors, ending on a S. A onderwyser is a teacher. Baie onderwysers, ending on a S. That means teachers, more than one. A ouer is a parent. Baie ouers, ending on a S. That is parents in plural. Now, like in your diminutives for kleinwoorde, you usually get words ending on a IE, but that does not apply only to those kind of words that are made small. It also applies to words that are spelled that way. If a word ends on a IE, you have to add a S to the back. A baadjie is a jacket. Baie baadjies, jackets, more than one. A katjie, which is a kitten. Baie katjies is more than one, kittens. A hondjie is a puppy. Baie hondjies is puppies. A boompie, small tree or a young tree. Baie boompies, ending on a S. This rule applies to all words ending with IE, especially vir kleinwoorde in plural form. We also get words ending in short vowel that gives emphasis on that vowel, like when you talk about your mom. Ma is a short way of saying mama, which is mother. We say mom for short. Notice when I say ma, the emphasis is on the A. Therefore, you have to put an apostrophe S when making it plural. A ma, baie ma's. One mom, many moms. A pa is a dad. Baie pa's, more than one dad. Again, put an apostrophe S. And the emphasis was on the A. A foto is photo. When you say foto, you hear that O at the back. Baie foto's, you have to add apostrophe S when making it plural. A skadu is a shadow. Baie skadu's, again apostrophe S. You hear the emphasis on the U at the back, therefore you need to put apostrophe S when putting it in plural. It's a shadow, many shadows. Now, the following words might look similar at the end when we look at ma and pa at the end of these words. Oma and opa is your grandmother and grandfather. This is words with a short vowel ending, which means it ends on a short vowel, but the emphasis is on the first syllable. We say o, ma. I've made the o in yellow and the ma in white, so that you can see the difference in syllables, where it gets broken up. Oma is one grandmother. Baie omas is more than one grandmother. This time you just add a es without the apostrophe. Let's say it again, omas. This is a S without the apostrophe. Opa is a grandfather. Baie opas is more than one grandfather. Grandfathers. Opas has a S without an apostrophe. Make sure that you do not confuse ma and oma or pa and opa when putting them in plural. If it has more than one syllable, you can add a S without an apostrophe. If it ends with an emphasis on the short vowel at the end, you have to put an apostrophe S to make it plural. Now we also get words that end in man. Like we'll say an English man or a French man. We don't talk that way in English, but in Afrikaans we say a Engelsman for one person that is English speaking. A Fransman for a French person. A buurman for someone that lives next to you, which is also known as a neighbor. A polisieman is a policeman. Let's have a look in singular and plural form of these words. Firstly, a Engelsman and baie Engelse. So that's one person that speaks English, one man, and then a lot of them are known as English. Engelse. A Fransman is a man that speaks French or comes from France. Baie Franse. 'n buurman is a neighbor. Baie bure. 'n polisieman is a policeman. Baie polisie. Most of these, the man falls away and you add a E at the back. Bure, you have to apply the twin vowel sound rule when putting in plural, and the man falls away. Let's have a look at words that get a ENS at the end. A bad is a bath. Baie baddens. Notice that the D multiplies just like the short vowel rule when you put a word in plural, but you add a ENS at the back of the word. A bed is a bed. Spelling is exactly the same. Baie beddens. 2 D's, then a ENS. It's more than one bed. A gevoel is a feeling. Baie gevoelens is a lot of feelings. A hawe is a harbour. Baie havens is a lot of harbours. A lewe is a life. Baie lewens is a lot of lives. A nooi is a girl. Can also be said as a meisie, but a nooi is the proper Afrikaans word for a girl or a young girl. Baie nooiens, a lot of girls. A vrou is a lady or a woman. Baie vrouens, a lot of ladies. A wa is a wagon. Baie waens is a lot of wagons. Words ending in a UIG, like the word vliegtuig, which means aeroplane. Baie vliegtuie. You replace the G with the E. A voertuig is a type of transport. It can be a car or a bus or a train. It is something that can transport you from one place to another. Baie voertuie. Again, the G turns into a E at the end of the word. A vaartuig, this time like a ship or a spaceship or an aircraft of some sort. Baie vaartuie. Again, the G turns into a E at the end of the word when making it plural. Words ending in a US at the end. A medicus is someone that works with medical equipment or in a medical department that is not a doctor, or it could be a doctor is also part of a medical team. Baie medicusse or medici. You can either add a SE at the back, or you can replace the last part of the word with a CI. A historicus is a historian. Baie historicusse is more than one historian. A politicus is a politician. Baie politicusse or politici is more than one politician. Let's revise this rule. Make sure that you know that you can either replace the last part of the word with a ICI or just add a CI at the end of medi when we look at medicus. So the cus part falls away. Someone that works with medical equipment or in a medical department. Historicus is someone that works with history, historian. Baie historicusse or historici. Make sure that you apply the correct sound at the end when making it plural. In English, historians. A politicus is a politician. A politician can be more than one. Politician will be politicians. In Afrikaans, politikusse or politici. We can also put letters of the alphabet into plural. A or baie A's. A B or baie B's. A E or baie E's. A M changes to apostrophe E at the back, baie M. We say a M and then baie M. A N, baie N. A X, baie X. Now you have learned all the rules there are to know when putting words into plural. There are more words than the examples that I've shown, but I want to show you the exceptions that are always used the way that I've listed them here. These exceptions do not have specific rules that apply to them, although some of them might get sounds that we have previously mentioned get added to words. It's just easier to learn these words as exceptions on their own. Make sure that you know them almost like you know your timetables. The only way that you will remember how to put a word into plural in Afrikaans is to revise them and practice them and go over the rules as many times as possible. First word is 'n bevel. 'n bevel is a command. Baie bevele is more than one command. 'n blad is a surface. Baie blaaie is more than one surfaces. 'n brug is a bridge. Baie brûe is bridges. 'n eetding is something that you can eat, one thing. Baie eetgoed is a lot of things that you can eat. 'n gat is a hole in the ground. Baie gate is more than one holes. 'n glas is a glass. Baie glase. Notice now the silent E rule that you have learned in general rules makes the A sound in glas a long sound when put in plural. Glase. In English, glasses. 'n hemp is a shirt. Baie hemde is shirts in plural. The P turns into a DE. Hof is a court a court of law. Baie hove, hove. Remember the silent E sound, there's only one W, making a twin vowel, long vowel sound for the O. Hove, courts. 'n lid is a member. Baie lede is members, more than one, a lot of members. 'n nag is night. Baie nagte is not shirts, sorry. It's nights. It's more than one night, nighttime. 'n pad is a road. Baie paaie, more than one road, a lot of roads. 'n rug is your back. Baie rug is more than one back. 'n skip is a ship. Baie skepe is a lot of ships. 'n spel is a match that is being played. Baie spele is more than one match, matches, a lot of matches. 'n stad is a city. Baie stede is a lot of cities. 'n date is a time. Baie tye is a lot of times. 'n speelding is a toy. Remember, it looks like two words, but it's one thing, so it's written as one word. Baie speelgoed, a lot of toys. That concludes all the rules when putting words into plurals. You can revise this video as many times as you want. You can go over these rules, practice them, take other words from your study guide, from your textbook, and practice them. Just make sure that if it can be put in plural in English, it will be able to be put in plural in Afrikaans.